right. We are live on Spaces again. A little early this time, but let's get George in here. Get some people coming in. Phil will be here soon. Hope everybody's all right. People jumping right in. Love to see it. Love to see it. How is everybody doing? George, how you doing, my friend? Oh, hang on. I am on my different speaker. Hang on. I am not on the right speaker. No wonder it's not working. There we go. Now I'm on my headphones. How you doing, bud? Yep.
Good. How are you?
I am good. I got you as the co-host, and we are set.
Okay.
Perfect. All right.
While you're getting set up,
yes,
I want to let the people know that we haven't recorded this week because of me. I work during the day, and I've been experiencing tornadoes since Tuesday night, so we haven't been able to record any new stuff, but we will this week. So.
I'm not even sure we blame you so much as Mother Nature. You have been like literally in the worst of it as you can get, so I don't feel, it's all good, buddy.
Yeah, I tried, but I couldn't do it.
No, I get it, dude. You had tornado warnings, flooding, winds. No, you were literally in all of it for that point, my friend.
It's been rough. We're gonna tonight's gonna be a lot different. We're gonna limit the speak. We're not gonna have any speakers besides us two and Phil probably, because I just want to get. We only got Phil for a short amount of time when he pops in.
We're gonna keep this as a short window to get into. We'll get into the Dynasty preview, and then we'll all jump over to Pro Wrestle Time for the live show for the. If it's only 10 matches, maybe it won't be a 5-hour pay-per-view, but.
Yeah, I got 10 as of right now, so.
Yeah, that's what I saw. That's the last I saw, but like you said, they could add some on the, pre-show.
So if you got a chit chat, now's a good time before Phil pops in, so.
Oh yeah,
you're only going to get a chance to talk a little bit. And
it looks like Chris and D have put in a request. We can put them in for a minute or so. And until Phil shows up, we're ready to kind of rock. Oh, there's the Dynasty card. Yep. Ooh.
Yeah, what we're going to do is I'm just going to give the matches to these two guys, and they're going to predict and talk about them for a short amount of time, and then whatever time we got left,
I think the ad that I'm seeing is like the real AEW ad, and I'm seeing 10 as well. So
good, I got it right.
That main event's going to be so overcrowded. It's going to be
so
homework. Overbooked. Oh my god!
I actually wrote it all down. I'm old school. Sorry.
No, I like it. I like it. Keep it smart.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No. And whenever Phil pops in, I'll definitely let him in. But at this point, we'll just kind of treat it like regular. And I know if he's got to be a little late or jump a little early, I get it. He's got his own live show to do. But
plus, he's not really into Spaces that much. I know.
Yeah. I feel like that's. Yeah. I mean, from what
that's the reason of just keeping the speakers to 3.
Yeah. Well, and I know that most people in the space, that's all they do is argue and bicker and bitch, but that's what we're not trying to do around here. I'm just looking at this card now. I mean, I've watched the shows a bit, but I'm in like Fletcher and Mark Briscoe. Like, that's a match that, like, really? Like, okay. Poor Mark Briscoe.
They got what, Owen Cup tournament stuff?
Yeah, I didn't realize that was an Owen Cup tournament match, so it's not.
And then they go into a freaking ROH Championship, AEW TNT Championship, AEW Tag Team Championship, AEW Trios Championship.
Oh my god, that is
AEW Women's Championship, AEW International Championship.
Everything
AEW
is a title
World
match.
Championship.
Or the tournament match. What's up, Chris? How you doing, buddy?
Sorry about that. I'm doing good. It's actually it's 12 matches. We got 12 because we had 2 pre-show matches.
Oh yeah, no,
I don't count. No, we're not counting those.
We're only talking about what we're going to predict the pre-show matches. I've got my TV ready to jump into the pre-show, but yeah, no, good lord, what is on the pre-show?
Max Caster's Open Challenge and some other garbage.
Nick Wayne and CRU versus AR.
Like I said, other garbage.
Garbage and man. Remember when the Acclaimed were the hottest thing in the company?
Yep.
Remember that? And I enjoyed it. It was fun. They were awesome. And then now they're, oh boy.
So just to give you a little setup, Dynasty is coming from the Liacouras Center in Philadelphia. They're the home of the Temple Owls NCAA basketball.
Okay.
Seating capacity is 10,200. AEW is set up for 7,862. They've distributed 7,337 tickets. There's 525 left as of last count that I saw.
Okay. So they didn't go for the, what is it, like the Sixers arena? Did the Sixers and the Flyers play in the same arena, I assume?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they went for well, Philadelphia is a good city for that because, there's Temple, Villanova, St. John's. You've got multiple schools with arenas there, so it makes sense.
Well, St. John's is in Brooklyn.
Oh, St. Joe's then. My bad. I was close. St. J.O., come on.
Yeah.
I admit I'm bad with names. I do that all the time. Like, if somebody's named, Stephanie, it'll be to me, it's is it Tiffany, Brittany? I'm always close, but I'm bad with names.
It's a Catholic place. It's all
right, exactly. I got the Saint and the J.O. I feel like.
Yeah, I got you. I was with you.
Right? Price is Right rules, I win. Wheel of Fortune rules, I lost.
I wasn't going to step in. I'm not going to be like Sam, that's for sure.
Wow. That hurt a little bit.
That's what we're here for. No, I just, Philadelphia makes sense because it is a good town, but I thought because they had Swerve at the Flyers game or the Sixers game that they were at the Sixers arena. I guess I just assumed, yeah.
Honestly,
that's too expensive.
No, for sure. I see the, the merch picture now where you can see the Temple tee in the background, so that makes sense.
Honestly, going with a college arena might be a better move there.
It is a better move.
Oh, for sure. It definitely is. It's just, it's AEW. What are you going to do?
If they would have done this from the start.
That's the thing. They should have started this way with it and built up to it. But that was the whole problem. Tony wanted to be WCW from day one. He forgets that, even if you don't count the Crockett times, WCW started in 88, 89 when Ted bought the company. And then they didn't get Nitro till 95 or 94? One of the two. I think it's 95. So there was a build up there. Tony just wanted to skip all he didn't want to do any of the work. He just wanted to reap the benefits and become the new Eric Bischoff for whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right? That's the only that makes sense. Doesn't make sense, but it's what he did.
Okay, I just got the word Phil's coming in about 2-3 minutes or
Perfect. I said it, it gives me the opportunity to set him as a co-host too, so we can all control this and keep it easy, but perfect. No, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm as excited as I can be for this card.
And no offense to anybody in the chat here. We're not going to have speakers. It's not.
Yeah, no.
We'd be here for 2 hours doing this.
Yep.
We got a short window. We got to make it happen.
I'm going to invite Phil to
understandable
co-host. What's up, Phil? Well, I put him in as the co-host and as a speaker, so he can do what he chooses. What's up, Phil?
What's happening, guys? How you doing?
We're doing well, buddy. Yeah, we can hear you.
Good. What's up?
Not too much. We were just getting ready for this exciting AEW Dynasty card, I guess.
Right. Yeah, no doubt.
You sound excited, Phil.
Yeah, no. I had a long one today, but no, this thing starts in 5 minutes, at least the 0 hour does. So I got it pulled up on YouTube here and just playing some 2K and chilling.
Nice, cool. All right, George,
so
you want to lead us off? Yeah,
I'm ready to go. These are not in the order that I'm assuming he's going to throw them on stage, but this is how I have them down. Men's Owen Cup: Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe.
Clearly it's Kyle Fletcher, right? They're trying to build him up as the next big thing, and their time on Briscoe is past, I think.
Yeah, you got to go with Fletcher, man. You just got to keep pushing Fletcher. Oh, sorry. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we're good.
Okay, good. Yeah, you got to keep pushing Fletcher as much as you can. That's my opinion on that.
Yeah, Mr. Don't call me Randy Orton, but I'm going to do Randy Orton's poses.
Yeah,
all right, next one I have is the Women's Owen Cup: Mercedes versus Julia Hart.
Yeah, does the versus even matter? It doesn't even matter who is the second person. It's Mercedes is going to win. They're giving this to Mercedes.
Mercedes is in the tournament. That's so fucking funny. She's going to win this thing, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know she was in the tournament until I saw the card and then went, wait, I'm sorry, what? Why is she even in this?
I actually can't believe that. Yeah, I didn't see Collision. So.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't think anybody did. So wait, doesn't the winner of the tournament get a title match at All In, like the women's title? So is she gonna go for that at All In? Like,
remember what I said earlier about all this.
Yeah, well, if she doesn't win, then she's just gonna like make it to the finals. Then someone will finally beat Monet, but it won't be for any of her belts, and then she'll continue to win belts. You know what I mean? Like,
Ultimo Monet.
Yeah, and then she'll find her way to the world title eventually. But yeah, so like I could see maybe someone sneaking a win over her in this tournament. It'll be by like roll up or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like a major distraction or something, because she still hasn't. I mean, she hasn't even lost in like a tag match or a triple threat or anything, right? And she's been there almost a year and a half.
Yeah.
Okay, next we all agree. Seem to all agree there. Next up, I have another Men's Owens Cup tournament match: Will Ospreay versus Kevin Knight.
Who? No, I'm just kidding. Kevin Knight will sneak a win over Ospreay. No, maybe there's not going to be that many sneaky wins. Maybe Fletcher and Ospreay meet up in this tournament again because they met up in the C2 or whatever, and maybe that's where Tony's going with this. So I don't know. I'll just put the smart monies on Ospreay and this young upstart. They've never made a fucking star. Maybe Mariah May, but like a star, I don't know. But yeah, I would say. Yeah, you just smart money's Will Ospreay, and then this kid goes like what 0-2 or 1-2 or whatever his record is in AEW.
Yeah, and he'll have a good showing like anything else, where he'll get too much offense in, but Ospreay will eke out the win. I didn't even think about it, but you're right to have Ospreay and Fletcher meet up later, and because Ospreay won in Australia, right? I think is that what happened. I don't remember, but I would feel like whoever did, they'll have the other one win so they can promote that story.
Right, but the cage could have been the conclusion to that for a while, though.
Mm-hmm.
But
it
should
have been the conclusion.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think how Tony fucking books, man, and he's like, you know, it's been like a month. He's like, oh, that's long enough.
Right? People don't remember. It's fine. We'll just put him in there again and have him go for the 7th time. I think I liked it better when this company didn't do rematches.
So you pick Ospreay too, Jake?
Yes, I do. Yeah, because I haven't even seen Kevin Knight wrestle yet. So,
okay. Next up on the agenda, the ROH Championship match: Mask versus Title, Jericho versus Bandito.
Oh, Jericho's gonna take off his mask if he loses?
That's what it says here. Mask versus Title.
Okay, I meant Jericho's wearing a mask. Never mind.
Yeah, I got you.
I got it.
I'm
sorry.
I mean, it's droopy enough on there with how baggy it is at this point.
I think Bandito's obviously not going to get his mask taken off, and Jericho, they need an excuse to get him back on like Dynamite as like an AEW guy. Plus, he's talking about, I might go back to WWE. So, I mean, who knows how long he's planning on sticking around there after the shenanigans Tony Khan pulled with Ricky Starks and Ray Phoenix and all that shit. A lot of people, naturally, a lot of people were getting out of there already. But now,
you've been saying it forever.
Yeah, like years ago, I told y'all 2025 is going to
be and we're 4 months and a week in, and how many people have left already? So that's aging well.
Right, and it should be noted that after the shit Tony Khan pulled with Phoenix and that, there's a lot of people who were like getting their contracts looked over, like, should I be frozen for this? Oh shit! How, you know what I mean? Like, I thought I was allowed to work all the indies. What the fuck's going on? Now he's allowed to pull me off indies and shit. So there's, don't be shocked if there's people's lawyers looking over contracts and people are trying to get out of there.
Somebody hit Stephen P. New music. Yeah.
Exactly. But fucking, I mean, I was talking about this with Awful over on PWT Live Show last night, and it's like, do we want to see all these people jump back over to WWE or go to WWE? Like, I don't want to see all of them go. Like, Britt Baker, I have no interest. If they're like, Brody King and Buddy Matthews are going to WWE, it's like, I don't really care, I get excited about prospects like the Gun Boys and shit like that. If you're like Mariah May's going there, okay.
Right.
But a lot of these people, it's like, unless you're Samoa Joe, I don't really give a fuck if any of these people go back. I don't want Moxley or Jericho or anyone go back, to be honest. So,
I could be interested in Brody King. Like, with good booking, you could interest me in that with a good NXT run and like moving from there, but that's about it. Yeah. And I was gonna say,
So Phil, you got Bandito?
that's what I think he said, cause he's where I'm at.
Yeah.
I don't, why was Bandito lose his mask? Like, making this title versus mask.
I
But
just want to make sure I get him done.
here's my second question, or here's my other question. Is this the second time Jericho has failed as ROH champion to get ROH a TV deal? That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Fucking Jericho. Yeah, no, I would say Bandito as well. If this was just a title match, I would probably say Jericho, but with it being title versus mask, unless they've been teasing Bandito losing his mask for some reason, but I don't see any reason why they would do that.
No, according to Meltzer, it was like a fucking headache getting this match put together because,
Yeah.
you know, they have to do it through Bandito's people and stuff like that.
Yeah. Who are these people?
The rest, I don't know. The rest of the business is insane. I love Bandito, but it's like he has people negotiating his fucking matches for him or whatever. If we're to believe Dave, I don't know.
Well, and their negotiation didn't work when they brought him back that last time on ROH and he hurt himself. So clearly he needs new people, maybe. Maybe he's got his new people. I don't know. Or maybe he didn't have people before and now he needs people. Oh, here we go. The pre-show starting.
All right. Next up on the agenda, I have the AEW TNT Championship match. No time limit, no outside interference. Daniel Garcia versus Adam Cole.
Can I just vote no? Why? Why is this match happening? Does anybody have any interest in this at all?
I just don't think anyone is ever going to have interest in Daniel Garcia unless they start like a cruiserweight or a junior heavyweight division or something. I've just been saying that till I've been blue in the fucking face, saying it over and over again. That being said, Adam Cole people shame him for his fucking smallness. He has been hitting the gym. If you've been paying attention, you know, he's starting to bulk up like as much as he can, you know, like
he's doing the single guy routine now, so he's just working out a bunch.
Yeah, so I mean that should be noted, right? And Garcia's made that TNT title feel so fucking meaningless, and they slapped these stipulations on this match to try and make people care, or I don't know what. It adds nothing. Stipulations are pointless, and I'm sure some sicko will be like, well, you're just not watching Collision and shit, but it's like
nobody is.
Not that, yeah. Yeah, so am I interested in this match? I love Adam Cole, but I mean, his fall off, the Undisputed Era's fall off needs to be fucking studied.
Yeah.
True. And yeah, as far as Garcia, he'll just never do it for me in the way Tony Khan's pushing this kid. And I think he picks up a big win over Cole. I think that's what you got to just roll with your guys if you're going to do it and put your feet down and fucking push your guys, which is what it seems like Tony's doing now. Like he's sticking with his core fucking characters on each show, which I give him credit for. And if Garcia is one of them, then yeah, have him beat Adam Cole. Like, what are you going to have Adam Cole win the TNT title and then what? You know, for real, because and then what with Garcia? So
that's what I was about to say. You took the sentence out of my mouth. Exactly. I was like, but if Garcia, no matter who wins this match, and then what? So I'll go the other way. I'll say Adam Cole for fun because this match just means nothing. That title has.
Yeah, ultimately, if it was me booking it, I don't even like Garcia like that, but I would just put Garcia over. That's my long way of getting to. If it was me, I'd put Garcia over. They'll probably put Adam Cole over on this card, though, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
So
alrighty.
I mean, yeah. No, I'm
heading over to the AEW Tag Team Championship match, the Hurt Syndicate versus Big Bill and Brian Keith.
Damn. They really just switched Bill and Keith fucking babyface like that out of nowhere, huh? Like, seemingly?
Apparently.
Yeah, because they're cutting the babyface promos against the seemingly heel Hurt business, right? Like, they just make money and hurt people, so that's not a babyface thing. So, again, I guess some people would say we live in the time of the tweener, so does that really matter? I think it does. But yeah, they're getting the pops. Bill and Keith. I don't think you have Hurt Syndicate lose yet, but like,
No.
fuck, I like them together. I like Big Bill just in general, and Keith's cool. I'd rather see Enzo and Big Bill get back together, dude. That's my fantasy mark booking. But yeah, I think we see the Hurt Syndicate retain their titles.
Yeah, I agree.
Jake?
I think the Hurt Syndicate are the biggest stars on this card. They're the ones that are looked the best, presented the best. But I do agree with Phil on Big Bill. I feel bad. Big Bill had that moment with Ricky Starks where it was like he's gonna get what he needs for the right partner, and then they fucked over Ricky, and Big Bill's just been floundering ever since. And it's sad to see for that guy because he seems to have turned his life around and become an actual talent.
He has, I agree. For the next match, I have the AEW Trios Championship. The Death Riders versus Rated FTR.
This has to be where FTR turns heel, right?
Yeah,
Right? I mean, I think that's all I can
if they
think.
want to remain fucking relevant, or if they want any heat, or for anybody to care about them ever again, they're gonna have to turn heel right now on Edge. Which sucks. It's fucking silly that, I don't know, man. It's silly that we're here with like Swerve. I don't want to jump the gun, but like Swerve's likely going to be the champ. They didn't do it with Edge. I guess that's okay because Edge, I don't think will be there too terribly much longer. But they like Swerve's got to win, I guess. But it's just terrible that Edge is in a fucking 6-man with FTR and they're doing their, oh, we're the FT runners. We're rated FTR. We're CMFTR.
FTR Housen. Yeah, they've run that
Fucking
gimmick into the
terrible.
ground.
Yeah, and that's what Edge is back doing. Like, he was just doing that, then it was kind of like, okay, you might get this title off Mox, and now he's just back doing that some more, and it's like, god damn it. And then meanwhile, when's the last time the trios titles were defended? I guess, now, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if
I
you'd have
couldn't tell
asked
you.
me who the trios champions were, it would have taken me a good few minutes to figure it
Well,
out.
it's
But
the Bumba Clock Club, and they just
yeah,
don't. That division's not fucking established is the problem. You don't know. It's like some people win the trios titles, and then all of a sudden, like, 2 of the trios champs tag with like a singles from another faction on
right.
Collision. So it's like, what the fuck, man? So they're just like placeholder titles that mean nothing for a nothing division until you just need like, oh, here's 3 guys we're trying to tell a story with. And yeah, those belts are like a fucking curse, bro. You get those trios titles, ask the Acclaim, ask House of Black.
That's the Acclaim. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
dude, you get
seriously.
a fucking death sentence, R.I.P., dude. So
Which is why they're going to stay on the Death Riders. Yeah, and FTR turns on Edge or walks out on Edge or something like that tonight, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's my pick too.
So you're both in agreement on
Yeah.
Death Riders?
Yeah, you got to keep it on them.
Okay. All right. Next up, I have the AEW Women's Championship match between Toni Storm and Megan Bayne.
Oh, poor Megan Bayne. I mean, hopefully she loses somehow where they could keep her looking strong, but you can't take the title off Toni this early.
yeah, I'm gonna go Toni Storm on this one.
Yeah, there's not much to say on that one. Yeah, it's just like,
Okay.
I don't get why they're doing this unless, yeah, I don't get it.
All right. AEW International Championship. Omega versus Bailey versus Ricochet.
My
Another
wet,
match.
my,
Yeah.
my fantasy comes alive. Fuck, man. I don't know. You can go, Jake.
I was gonna say, it's gonna be a 7-star match that nobody remembers in a week. I mean, I guess we'll say it stays on Kenny for whatever reason, but who cares? Like,
It'll
just,
stay on Kenny, but yeah, it's just like Dave's fucking wet dream. His fantasies come to life.
yeah. This will be the first match to get 7 stars outside the Tokyo Dome. That's what this will be.
Oh, watch. Kenny won't do like the craziest shit. It's gonna be Ricochet and Bailey doing like crazy ass shit. And then watch, Kenny's just gonna like work a slower pace and not really beat his body up that much. He'll do like a couple big moves, but yeah, he's just slowing it down these days. And I want to see him.
Let's hope. He's more entertaining that way, I feel like.
Get his ass to the bed as soon as he can, hopefully.
Okay. And the last match, which we'll open up discussion on because we're at the last match already. AEW World Championship match, Jon Moxley against Swerve Strickland.
So this is the line in the sand, I feel like, for Tony. Like, this match actually is a big move for him. Is he gonna listen to the internet and the world and how everyone hates the Death Riders story? Or is he gonna stick with his favorite wrestlers in his ear, like Jon Moxley and Jericho or whatever, and tell him, no, we're riding the story out? It's cause obviously the story was initially set so that Darby could take the title off Moxley, but he's up on Everest doing his thing, so when he comes back down, is the story going to be different in the title on Strickland, or is it going to be on Moxley? That's the question of this match in my mind.
If they keep this thing on Moxley, I think a lot of even like Sickos' goodwill is going to be lost. I just think people are so fucking tired of Moxley, dude. And I know all these dirt sheet writers, all these fucking sickos and weirdos want to be like, oh, the Death Riders equal bigger ratings. And I'm so sorry. Samoa Joe kept their ratings like steady, and
Yeah.
Swerve and Mox both have put up some of their worst ratings and shit ever, if you want to look at that stuff. I just think you got to put it on, because here's the thing, Swerve and Darby go way back, so that could be who Darby gets it off of as well, is Swerve instead of Mox, and they don't give a fuck about babyface, heel, whatever. And I think maybe just because you got to remember like how hard Swerve fucking shills for AEW, like he goes hard, man, and he's saying he's gonna retire there like already, so I think Tony looks at him as like one of his guys, and I don't know, I think that Swerve he should take it off Moxley. If he gets humiliated and bulldog choked like Edge did, I will not be shocked. But I hope the trash hits the ring like fucking Bash at the Beach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, dude, I'll be throwing tomatoes at my TV screen.
I mean, and that's the weird. I feel like that's where Tony's going to go as well as with Swerve, but I feel like it really is a 50-50 chance. Like it really could go either way. Like what is he going to do? Is he going to listen to the audience? Well, the remaining audience. Because he thinks the remaining audience like that violence of Mox and his stick in the back. So I don't know.
I was the one that predicted that Moxley would have the championship until All In. So
yeah, and I feel like if like that's where I'm thinking, I still think he's gonna stick with it because what has Swerve proven? But also maybe Swerve's in his ear and Will Washington's in his ear. That's why this match actually does intrigue me, not for the actual match itself and whatever happens. But the finish is going to be interesting for what is Tony's mindset.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I just don't know. I saw Awful in the audience. I invited him to come in and join us. If you're out there, Awful.
So if anybody would like to add anything, raise your hand, request, and we'll bring you in one at a time here.
Yeah, bring the Grinch in if you can.
Yeah, right. Like by all means.
But awful the Grinch. Dude, with the main event, it's like I could see it staying on Moxley until All In, but I don't think Tony understands. Like he burns through, like he doesn't have anything long term in mind, so it just feels like there's no goodwill, and like I don't think people want to sit through even more Death Riders nonsense all the way up till All In.
I agree.
It'll probably be there, and yeah, if you're gonna go with your guys again, like you just pull the trigger on Darby. He's got to get the world title at some point from someone. We've always known him or Cassidy was gonna do it, or both of them. So it's like,
yeah.
Who does he take? Who does he take it from? It's got to be Mox, or it's got to be, or like his boy Swerve might be the one who's like, yeah, I'll pass the torch to you. I could see that.
I didn't think about that. That was a good point. I forgot that Swerve and Darby were buddies, so I forgot about that part of it. But yeah, it's just This is that like
And you
line
have
in the sand moment.
you have to factor that in with AEW all the time. Like, not so much with WWE where it's like, okay, people are just gonna fucking shake hands and do business in WWE, you know? In AEW, you have to factor in like, you know, Swerve and Darby are boys. They might do a title flop here, then another title flop at All In, so they can have their moment together. You know what I mean? Because everyone there has a degree of creative control, right? Like, it's not just like some of them, obviously more than others, and people who are in Tony's ear more than others, especially whether it's contractual or not.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to a guy like Swerve, you know, he has a lot of input in his shit. If him and Darby want this moment, I'm sure they can get in Tony's ear and have that together instead of Mox, because you know Mox is okay with just like doing a random match on All In with 12 people where he's bleeding everywhere and being slammed into fucking light tubes and or whatever, toothpicks or whatever, you know.
Chopping people up with pizza cutters.
Yeah, you know he's down to do that. So
down to do that. He wants to. He's looking to do that.
Got to remember that. Like, Tony isn't looking at the long game. He's always looking at. But maybe that's changed because, you know, the production-wise and them focusing on the core characters and really trying to tell more stories and giving people more promo time. They've been doing that in AEW. So I'll give Tony some credit for that. But a lot of it still feels like we're just rushing through and dropping things out of nowhere. Like, Camille's gone. Here's Camille. She's gone. Here's Bane. She's already got a title shot after she attacked a few people. It's like, well, you're just throwing everything at us. You know, you've got to slow down, tell these stories. And
MJF had a storyline with Jeff Jarrett. Now he's on the pre-show as the host. Like, yeah, no, they drop storylines faster than Vince did in the 90s.
Mm.
Hey, Phil, how do you alleviate the problem with backstage politics like that? Is it possible or no?
Yeah, you grow a set of fucking balls and you
Thank you.
Thank you.
You don't duck fucking everybody. You don't not have production meetings. You don't fucking take credit for all the good shit and then like try and ignore all the bad shit. You don't do that. You just Tony's got to man the fuck up and take a step back from creative a little bit and then not. Here's the thing. I don't know if they're giving everyone as much creative control as maybe some of them. Like, you got to understand, people are like, Monet has pure, absolute creative control. It's like maybe, yeah, she took advantage of the women's roster, but if it was like her and Edge came to butting heads, like, who do you think's going to, you know what I mean? Like, what happens when Mox's creative control meets Mercedes' creative control, you know? And that's why you get clusterfucks in AEW.
Yep.
And so I don't think they're giving people, like, I don't think Ricochet has all the free, like, he's free to do his own promos and come up with his gimmick and kind of do his own thing. But I think, like, you know, I don't think his contract's like, oh, you can just do whatever you want the way like an Edge could or a Monet could. You know, I don't know if they're doing that anymore, but who knows? Everyone's free there. That was the big pitch, right? Like, hey, everybody, you get paid lots and you can, it's ran by the boys for the boys and everyone can do what they want to do. So if we're to believe that, then, I mean, it's no shock we get so much drama backstage. So how do you alleviate all that? You just fucking man up and whip them in shape and just tell everybody.
Run it like an actual business.
Yeah, you all have to, like, because when you're on the road, man, you build camaraderie. These people are all wrestling like divas. You just show up to work once a week and fucking get paid 6 figures or 7 figures or 8 figures. You show up to work once a week, whatever town they're in. You know, that's bullshit. Like, wrestlers be driving up the roads together and you're wrestling each other every fucking night. And then when you go to television or pay-per-view or PLE, then you have a spectacular match. There's a reason for that. In WWE, you have the fucking PC. These people are having, William Regal said it. He's like, we set up the ring for TV and then I go there and hold a seminar like 2 hours before the show starts or whatever. It's like, that's bullshit. You know, Tony could be investing in all this, in all of these. He could be investing in facilities, all sorts of things that could be developing and just alleviating some of the drama by having these people work together and work through their bullshit together, by wrestling each other and being in the locker room together more instead of just like a bunch of big egos who meet up once a week and then and then you pile on a bunch of more big egos for the pay-per-views, and then, oh, look, the Young Bucks decide they want to come back again when the TV's turning around a little bit. Now that, houses are up a bit, here come the Bucks. And
yeah,
houses are getting too big. Bring in the Bucks.
Yeah, you have to.
Phil, you mentioned paying the wrestlers lots of money. How many of the guys, because I hear rumors and shit, how many of the guys have favored nations clauses, do you think?
I don't know. I don't even know of any. Like, I've never ever heard anybody. And I'm not a fucking dirt sheet, by the way, but I've never.
I know. I was just asking your opinion.
I've never heard I've never had Husey be like, yo, Conan said these guys get favored nations. I've never, you guys see it. Some boys pop in the fucking chat, you know what I mean? Like people who work there and shit, and they'll say what's up. And, if I talk to them behind the scenes, I'm not like, hey, like asking details about contracts and shit. So, but just in passing and from what I've never heard of anybody having favored nations. Although if anyone did, I would assume the fucking Young Bucks or like Jericho, probably Jericho, like one of those people with one of those type of egos. Would definitely have one. I don't even think Mox would care about that. I just think people are down with like, oh, you'll give me $3 million guaranteed? Okay, let's fucking do that.
That's what I think. I think they're all just happy enough with where they're at because Tony just offers them so much more than they've ever seen before. Where they've ever been able to actually, more than they've ever dealt with in their life, and so they don't need favored nations with it. They just get what they're going to get out of Tony. The bigger question is who's in his ear and who does he actually listen to? Because that seems to change from month to month, week to week.
But if someone told me that like Mercedes Moné's favored nations among the women, if any woman comes in the company and Mercedes, would you be shocked? No, I wouldn't be shocked of anybody hustling Tony out of a deal that favors them way more than it favors him in AEW,
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, top mind of the Discord, Lincoln Hawk. You want to say anything over there, buddy?
Oh yeah, I saw him pop up and ask to speak.
Hey guys, what's up? No, I was gonna say, I know with the recent contracts, so I know the agent for Alberto and Thunder Rosa and a few other people, and anything recent contract wise, yeah, there's no such thing as favored nations. But what I was gonna say earlier also was that I think the problem they're going to have if they get the belt off Moxley is that makes Tony admit to an extent that he's wrong. And he's never done that before.
Yeah, and I don't even think he can. I think that's the issue. Like he's never had to in his life. You mean he's a spoiled rich kid. So he just acts like a petulant child.
But I think you're right that this is the best opportunity he has to right the ship.
Yeah, that's why this is that line in the sand moment.
Yeah, Swerve, if he considers him one of his guys, Darby, he considers one of his guys.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That might be the better of like, Darby will be the one to get it off Mox, like one of his guys through and through. But I think Swerve rides hard enough for the company. And you see everyone virtue signaling online about, oh, there's 13 black guys on this card and stuff like that. So, it's maybe Tony's like, oh, we'll go with that again. Cause the last time the fans were sort of up in arms and bringing that discussion up, the AEW fan base, he went with Swerve too. So, I don't know if that's where his mentality's at though. I have no clue, right? You don't know how Tony thinks.
That's obvious.
Yeah. That's a good thing if he's able to like play people the way like WWE's been playing people using social media, cause you don't know what they're doing and that's been a good thing. But with Tony, it's like Dave Meltzer famously said, it doesn't make sense, but in wrestling booking, it makes perfect sense, Brian. And that's, Tony thinks that way too,
That's
like, well, it doesn't make sense. You can't explain it, but wrestling, right? So, yeah, who knows? But yeah, I would say this though. The right move may be to just wait for Darby at All In. So I'm switching to Mox. I think Mox beats Swerve tonight.
We've convinced you. That's where I'm staying with it, just because when the whole Mox thing started with him taking away Darby's title shot, and because of that, I feel like they were like, no, and they said long-term booking, he'll take it off Mox at All In, so that's their plan. They just didn't figure out any of what they wanted to do between now and then. They just thought, yes, this is what we're going to do. This is the start. This is the end. Somebody else write the book in the middle.
And yeah, I think my mind's changed on that for sure. And because here's the other thing too, Darby and Swerve can just wrestle each other down the line and have their moments like a year from now or whatever, because they're boys, so they can wrestle more.
I mean, that could be a good heel turn for Swerve, where Swerve can go full heel and be trying to take it off of Darby because he turns on him or something. I mean, that would make perfect sense because that would be a story about long-term friendship, and all of Tony's stories involve friendship on some level. That's all he can ever think of. I want my friends.
Does anybody know what Darby's timetable is to return?
I don't even know.
Depends if he lives or dies.
Yes. He's got to make it
Yeah,
to
no,
the mountain.
Facts.
He'll be back. I think in time for All In. So
I would think so. Cause I think the whole Everest trek takes like 2 to 3 months, like round trip. But I don't know when he left either. So I know there's only like a small window where you're even allowed to climb Everest. So that's why when he broke his foot, he couldn't do it that first time.
Yeah, and with Tony Khan as well, like he just needs like 2 weeks to fucking be like, Darby's back. He gets the shot at All In.
Yeah.
He'll do it the day before if it works for Darby. So.
Do you think they'll bring a GoPro with them and he tries to shoot a promo from the top of Everest? That'd actually be kind of cool. I might actually like that.
It'd be different.
Right.
Yeah, it would be.
No, I just had that thought. Like, say, if you're going to do it and send him up there, somebody bring a camera and at least like shoot a promo with him up there for Christ's sake.
Yeah,
They should have been doing promos this whole time as far as just like preparation and everything and build that character connection.
Ricochet did one at his wedding. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that's the only way I could see if for that match too. Like I could see, like that's how they debut Samantha. Somehow she gets involved, and because of her involvement, he wins, and then she takes the mic and announces him as the winner, and then she's his personal ring announcer, I guess, would what she would be. His manager, I don't know, because she's obviously signed with them and going to debut at some point soon.
Have you ever seen footage of people trying to climb Everest?
I've seen pictures.
Yeah, it's brutal.
It's brutal. So tough.
Well, and I know there's like over 200, corpses on the mountain, like because of people that didn't make it or whatever else. Oh God, why is this guy on the screen now? Oh Jesus.
Ishii, dude.
Yeah, it's Ishii. Oh, and now there's Briscoe. Because he's with Briscoe and his weird group, right? And Briscoe has that match against Fletcher. Oh, God. I really feel bad for the show.
And then
yeah, I'm kind of reading about how many people actually try to do this Everest thing and don't even make it.
Well, and there's like a whole section
amazing.
of like just rich people that like basically pay their way to go up for it, and the Sherpas do most of the work and carry the stuff, and they climb like a little bit each day. Is Darby doing the Club Med version, or is Darby doing like the real version?
They don't really tell you. They say just training and mental preparation. I don't think he started yet.
Really? Okay.
There's nothing that says he started.
Yeah, and you would hope there would at least be like something like a weekly update, like what was it, like when Randy Orton was hurt? That'd be great.
There's a fake JD from NY in the AEW live chat.
Oh, he's always in there, Phil.
Like, go Trump. Trump. Texas voted for Trump. Go Trump.
Yeah. He's in there every show. I'm surprised we haven't seen him in years. I really am. I've seen him every time AEW has a show. He's always in there. AEW sucks. This all the time. It's amazing. They have no mods in their chat.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's great. I had no idea there was oh, hang on. Because I just have it on my screen. I have the chat up. I can pull it up on my TV though. Now I want to see this. There's a fake JD.
Did JD help do Everest? Was that I know he's a big mountain climber.
I don't know. I would feel like if he did, he would say it all the time, but I don't know.
Because I know he did Kilimanjaro and some other ones.
My dad did Kilimanjaro.
Whenever I see Mark Briscoe, I think about what's lost.
Oh yeah, no, Briscoe. Briscoe's. I mean, we always talk about Tony's fumbles. Like, I see the fake JD from why Tony Khan smokes. Yeah, that's great. No, Briscoe is one of the biggest fumbles ever. Well, the Briscoes in general, like, because they've let so much of terrible stuff on their TV and terrible people with horrible records on their TV, but because Jay Briscoe had some bad tweets 15 years ago, he wasn't allowed on their TV. You're not going to be able to convince me that wasn't, the Bucks holding them back and holding them off TV, and they only let Mark on because Jay passed away. And still from that,
but they had such an opportunity.
Oh yeah,
Jake, at that point.
From that moment,
he capitalized on someone's death, but
push him to the fucking moon. He should have at least gotten a small title face. Yeah, wow. Just for the and that's where Tony, he can't build up goodwill. Phil mentioned it before that, like, just Tony, and if he ever gets any goodwill, he immediately just shits all over it. And that was one where he had his moment and couldn't do it.
Yeah, I heard some that Warner Brothers didn't want him to, like, we're in Tony's ear, but who knows? It's a long time ago.
Oh, MJ, I just let MJ into as a speaker. So MJ, if you're here, by all means, what's up, buddy? Obviously, well, he's here. He's muted himself, so at least he's here.
He's off doing math, crunching numbers, wearing a lab coat in his ear.
Hey, he's smarter than all of us put together, I feel like. So by all means, come here. I
learned one thing yesterday. Do not call it invisible math.
I was thinking that invisible math was like Steiner math and the Invisible Man.
I was trying to stay invisible as I did my math.
Is that like the Invisible Man that wrestles on the indies? I know that's a thing.
That actually crossed my timeline. I guess somebody posted it's been however many years since spring break when that occurred. AEW referee Bryce Remberg, I think, was the guy in the match.
Of course he was.
Yeah, of course. Method actors, right, Phil?
Exactly. No, I like the term math, though. I made something up, dude. Like the bubble paradox. I made that one up, too. Here's the thing with invisible math. We don't know the actual numbers, dude. It's not transparent.
Here's what we do know. That apparently the AEW title is on sale at Dynasty for $850, and that you can buy a Kenny Omega sweatshirt for $70.
I'm all in.
Imagine tonight of all nights asking the consumer to spend that kind of money. This company is actually tone deaf.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, if you were smart, you bought tickets today because I looked online, they were $20.
Yeah, the average tickets, the average price, I have to do this all-in calculation, like this estimate, to kind of figure out where we're trending. Switchblade's looking for it. The average ticket price for all these non-all-in pay-per-views is like well below $90. These are pretty low ticket getting costs.
Which is smart.
No, that's good for me because Double or Nothing's like a half hour away from me, in May, and there's no way I'm going to get tickets until probably day of or day before, but I'll probably end up going. I'll make a Dave Meltzer Fierce Flute sign, try to get on TV with that. That's my plan.
Dave Meltzer Fierce Flutes on TV would be great. Do you think they'd confiscate it?
Yes.
No.
Yes? No. He's not in the company.
Signs on TV before.
I guarantee.
No,
we'll see. I'm all for it.
Maybe I'll make a double. Well, I'll just get a sign where you make like one side that says one thing and then just make the other. And bring it in for the
What about like a 5 flute award sign? Like 5 stars, 5 flutes?
Yeah.
I
am all for that.
Anything flute related with Meltzer, and then it gets tied back to PWT, and then because then he'll have, he sees it because he's fucking analyzing everything there is about these AEW shows, right? So he'll see it, and then that alone will make him, because I know he's seen the goddamn flutes. Enough people commented to him, and when the person made the fake Blue Sky account, it said in the thing, I play flutes with a flute emoji, and then he took a screen grab of it and addressed it and was like, this is a fake account? So he obviously read that, like he obviously seen the description, and saw that flute emoji in there, and I'm sure he sees them.
And aren't flutes banned from the Observer message board? That's as far. That's.
I don't know. Some people are saying it isn't. Some people are saying they are. I'm not too sure. All I'm saying is this: is that a Meltzer fears flutes is at least going to make them go, well, why do I fear flutes?
Exactly.
he has to look it up. You know he's going to sleuth it out on X, and then boom, Phil Marks. If he doesn't already know, I mean, he blocked me so long ago for not even being a dick, you know?
I am not blocked by Dave. I'm still in.
Yeah,
That's
so just
impressive.
flute him up, dude.
I consider these blockings to be like Pokemon cards. I make no joke that it's just a video game to me. And it's like trying to catch them all. Like, I caught an AO one recently. I was like, that's cool. That's good. There's some other ones that I'm looking to capture. Brandon Thurston was a big one. That was like a Mewtwo.
I always think it's funny when I find out I'm blocked by somebody that had no clue who blocked me or didn't interact with. Those are always my favorite.
Anytime there's one of those posts like that triggers everyone that's like very pro AEW or something like that, and then or that's very like anti WWE. If I go into the comments to see what people are saying, I'm blocked by 90% of fucking people. I am not joking. I wish I could film it. Some days I like literally there's conversations I can't even get in the mix of because
Now,
everybody involved has me blocked, and it's actually insane. And it made me realize like holy shit. It's like a bubble. Like I don't even have control over the bubbles. Over you, you don't even have control over your own bubble sometimes. Like motherfuckers themselves in bubbles all around you. Then you're in a bubble, and you're like, oh fuck, you know. And it just dawns on you, like, shit, dude, I'm really blocked by all these people who like really just don't like my opinion on a.
Right, exactly.
Yet,
it's all the
you're
same reason.
You're the one.
And
You're
even
one of the nicest guys I know.
too, or I mark out about AEW shit when I'm a fan of it. But they don't fucking care about that. It's just, you can't go against, or like when you're critical of TK as well. Like you can criticize AEW, but once you criticize TK, the cult's like, no, you're done. You're cooked. You know, you're blocked.
he hasn't hit me with the block. I'm kind of surprised. Though today I was defending TK. I don't know if anyone saw, but JD, who everyone says wants AEW to die, was promoting Swerve to be the champion. So I had to tell Tony that, like, look what they're telling people out there. Because the only bad faith, bad, intention grifters would promote such a thing.
Yeah. No doubt.
MJ, were you originally with WrestleNomics at one point? Because I really don't know that.
No.
Okay,
I contributed
Okay.
my brilliance to Brandon, and he used some of my ideas. Sometimes I appeared on shows. I was just a contributor, like a supporter. Like I heavily supported what he did. I thought it was on the right track. And then he got spun around somewhere.
Decided to get in the world of lawyers and stuff.
I don't, the paralegal stuff, but
Yeah.
like so you know that merch, because AEW shop is posting all this merch pictures tonight. Hilarious. The boxes, janky setups, like it looks like a ROH house show. This is a pay-per-view. They still haven't got this right. But that merch report that he puts out, that's my idea. And I saw recently somebody said in like a post that WrestleNomics reported whatever. But then you know how they give the parentheses like to cite who they got it from? It was WON.
Oh God.
So just think about that. Like that logic of like I'm taking information from somebody's report, but I'm citing another outlet.
I mean,
especially now that they're reciting from. God,
is anyone surprised? But that's just sad. That's just so sad.
I think some of these accounts are AI. Phil, did I just send you one that was basically promoting a main event for All In this year at Wembley? Like they didn't know it was not at Wembley?
Yeah. Yeah. You did.
And I think it's an account that you've highlighted before in Sickos section.
Probably, man. They all get caught up in it. No.
Well, that's Tony's. I mean, those. Everyone's talked about how the Tony's big projection, and that was his biggest moment where he was like, "Who would pay for this such a wildly expensive thing with the bots?" And it's clearly him. There's a million bot AEW accounts.
The loudest podcast just super chatted $1 billion company, $100 million company, All Elite Wrestling in the live chat, and said, "Down with the Fed."
For $5, I saw that too.
What a fucking clown shoes.
And he's probably pirating the pay-per-view too. He's not paying $50 for the pay-per-view, but he gave Tony $5 there to say down with the Fed.
Imagine the people that that's what they spent money on to support that grifter.
How anyone gives him money, I don't understand. I just don't.
Like I hope people that I support spend it on like watching the show and buying like something good to eat. I don't know.
I just can't believe that someone super chatted in $5 to say down with the Fed to this company that Dave wants to bring in $1 million a week.
That's on the pre-show, Phil. That they got? They super chatted.
Yeah.
I turned the
Oh
chat
my
because I have it on
God.
my TV and I turned the
On a
chat on.
pay-per-view pre-show
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
Why do they even have that feature available on YouTube? AEW's running a grift.
I
Because they
was just
down with
thinking
the
that. I'm like,
Fed
why is that even on?
to shit on the Fed, and it got 6 likes, bro. Got 6 likes.
Only 6? How many people are watching?
I was gonna say
33,000 watching, and there's only 446 likes as well. They have 4.41 million subs.
I
So like
put a
the
joke super
Here's
chat into PWT yesterday and it got 5 likes in like 2 minutes. And there was 200
there's
people
so
watching.
much
Jesus.
bots. There's
here
so much bots in this chat as well, dude. Like so many fucking bots.
here's a thing that like not to beat a dead horse, but let's beat him because he's definitely a dead horse at this point. If it's true that like there's 1 million people watching AEW weekly worldwide, there's probably more, right? 1.5 million. Like I don't know, just what the sources say. How is there only 30,000 people watching their fucking pre-show for
Right?
like their pay-per-view? Like that is the failure. Phil, you were talking about this last night. Like if you look at like, okay, if that's true, then look at this. Like that is that's more of a failure than an indictment.
Yeah. How about fucking? I don't know when K100 comes out. But fuck it, you'll hear Conan say that, so I'm gonna say it here in the spaces. Apparently Dave Meltzer also like told Conan straight up that the fucking 500,000 in that BJ Bethel report's not accurate, and it's less than. So I don't know. Wait till K100. I don't know if it came out yet, or I know Hughesy's editing and shit. I'm gonna blow up your spot, Hughesy, but whatever you fucking told me. So,
That's
I
great.
guess keep for Conan. But, yeah,
I don't
little
think people realize, like, I would not go on the limb and go so hard at certain people if I wasn't like fairly convinced or confident that I'm not going to be like so ass wrong on it. Like that would just make me a sicko.
I mean, yeah.
Hey man, I'm sitting around watching.
Oh,
No better.
hey
Hey
guys.
D, what's going on?
Nothing much. How are you?
Good. How you doing, D?
Hi, Phil.
What's happening?
Hey,
I just saw your
how are
chat,
you doing?
George. Go across my screen.
Yeah, you saw that?
Yeah. Hi, Phil and Jake. That's awesome. Sorry, D, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just saw George
Hey,
come
George.
across on the AEW chat. That's awesome.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. just want to see how you guys are doing. Sitting ready for Dynasty.
I mean, ready as we can be. I mean, we went over that card and there was not a lot of excitement.
I know. Oh my goodness. I'm watching. I'm gonna watch along with you guys. So
Yeah, no, that'll be fun.
Okay.
That I'm looking forward
good.
to. I'm looking forward to watching it with my friends as opposed to just watching it. Cause
I know. I couldn't do it by myself. I'm glad
God,
we are doing the watch along.
Well, and even like you look at that card. Here's the thing: this company, I can see why Tony wants to bring it back to 2020 and 21 because it was better when the company had 4 pay-per-views a year or even 5. But this is their second pay-per-view since the WWE Elimination Chamber and before WrestleMania, and nobody cares. Just nobody cares.
Hey, Phil, I hope you realize how many people rely on you for the AEW stuff because nobody watches it, dude. I'm serious.
No,
like,
you're
I
dead
hear
right.
all the time. Yeah.
I haven't watched Dynamite in months. Like I'll watch clips or see highlights, but just watching the show, I'd rather watch a watch along. It's more fun.
This is what gets me about the people who like have something against Phil or have something against the Tooneytown guys or like whoever. Because like if you want to describe it as hate watching or just like joke watching, mock watching, like whatever, like
Not even.
at the end of the day, people are still following a product, and in the event that it gets good, they'll watch it. If you remember, this is exactly what happened to WWE, and now look at them.
Yep.
So they should all be thanking these people for keeping an engaged audience. Same thing, I always say this about AEW Mole. It's like he's engaging with an audience that would otherwise not be talking about this product. So like, just be grateful that you're being talked about
Yeah.
by people that might come back to
That's
it.
a great point.
Yeah. That's so true.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, and it's not even hate watching for me. Like, I'll flat out tell you shit I hate watch on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
Right,
Well, no, and like if
right.
something's
No,
good, you'll
same.
get into it and be like, hang on, we're locked into this right now because it's actually good. The problem is
So,
that happens maybe once a show if you're lucky.
right, well,
Once a show, once a year, there's something to talk about that isn't like making fun of how silly this company is, because that's honestly more fun to talk about.
well,
I mean,
listen.
keeps going.
Layla Gray's out there, and she's fucking awesome. Like, I can put shit over if you got, like, I think Layla Gray's awesome. I think Kip Sabian's really good as well. I think these top flight guys are good. AR Fox needs to learn how to sell. I get he's a veteran of the game. Like, I could analyze all the shit. I love Layla Gray. I think she's could be much more than just a manager, but I mean, hey, I'm all about bringing the valets and the managers back as well. And here, a guy, Joe Cronin Show, super chatted $10 into AEW's chat to say Mercedes is a queen.
These are not real people.
I was gonna say, how many bot accounts does Tony have? And he's just throwing money out there to himself. Like, just can't. And then there's at least like 2 fake JDs, and then is really JD in there, or is it all just fake?
Yeah, the real JD. I'm over.
There we go. That's the real JD I know.
Oh, you thought I was over? I'm over head now. JD.
I am so ready to tell Offer Wrestling that I changed my battery from my.
Yeah, no, I went to let you in before, and I heard a chirp, and I'm like, oh no, if Awful comes back in here, we're gonna get yelled at.
I know. I said my battery is changed. Do you guys hear anything?
No, I have not heard the chirp this go around. You're good, D.
Yes.
I'd let you know. How many people are on the outside of this match right now? Good.
All AR Fox is doing are dives and flip city outside, as if we're not about to get an entire night of dives and flip city outside.
And we're not having production meetings hurts this company the most. Like, just at least a little bit know what's going on from match to match.
We've gotten to a point where the in-ring style is no longer unique in AEW. Like, if everyone can do a Spanish fly, the Spanish fly doesn't actually, it's not important.
I mean, that's everything in AEW. It's the law of diminishing returns. If everybody has the title, nobody has the title. Every match on this card that's not a part of the Owen Cup is for a fucking title. Like, are you kidding me? And it's not like it's a Night of Champions or anything special. It's just that they have that many titles. It doesn't make any sense.
Spanish fly, Italian bird, I fucked her.
Oh! Seriously though, like, what else can I just...
Like, I'm not gonna lie, this match is wildly entertaining. There's some great sequences. All these guys are hitting their moves. They're moving in good motion, not too many botches, nothing reckless. But I'm just like, this is cool, and in 2 hours I'll be bored of the same shit.
What's gonna be different? Yeah, with that triple threat match with Kenny, Ricochet, and
Exactly.
Like, it's just gonna be
like this. Kevin Knight and Will Ospreay are gonna be exactly this. Like, that's not, Kevin Knight will not feel any more special than Christian Cage's son here, who apparently has another team that he's tagging with. I don't know what they did with the Christian storyline.
Well, I feel like they're somehow trying to figure out how to turn Christian babyface so that Edge and Christian can face FTR in Texas.
So what have you done to this 18-year-old kid? You've saddled him. You made his mom the character.
Right.
And Nick Wayne is, back to being with Leo Rush. There you go. 205 Live.
And their stupid pointy jackets that don't make
205 Live. What is that, like the rating, or is that, no, just kidding.
Which, by the way, none of this would be so terrible if not for the fact that Nick Wayne was sold as a prodigy and he's wrestling with Action Andretti, who frankly looks more like a wrestler than Nick Wayne.
And Action Andretti was sold to us as the next big thing because he got one big win over Jericho, and now he's doing this. Who?
He's lasted longer in this company than I expected.
Well, I mean, lasted longer, but I mean, everybody lasts in this company because Tony doesn't fire anybody. He just waits for their contract to run out. But like, what has he done?
Oh,
Mhm.
he gets on TV.
Oh, there she is.
I mean, sure, I guess. I mean, yeah. I guess Collision is.
Yeah, he gets on TV. Look at how many guys in this company don't get on TV for God knows what reason.
Look who's on TV now.
Yeah. Where
What's her
is
name?
Wardlow? I just want to know where's Wardlow. Somebody
Now,
tell
look
me.
who's on TV all of a sudden. You watching?
Yeah.
Who is
Why
that?
does she have a spinner belt? When did that
On
happen?
TV, YouTube, pal.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. I
They gotta
first
sell
time-
it. $850.
Ring of
First
Honor
time
doesn't
we've
have
seen her on
television,
TV
so
in
I
at
haven't
least
seen
5
the Divas
months.
belt.
All right.
This company took a nosedive when Jeff Jarrett got involved.
Well, I mean, the nosedive started when Tony took over creative back in 2020 or 2021 when he was, no, I'm taking over the reins. And then Cody was put into his weird little Cody verse and then he left and it's just been a consistent, you guys post the graphs all the time of the ratings where it's just a ski slope. That's just this company.
Well, remember when Jeff Jarrett was going to come in and give this company house shows and all that?
He was going to be the,
he got very involved in The Office at a time that like things notably took a dive. Rocky Romero's another one. I don't know if that's offensive to say to people, but Rocky Romero, another one. All he's done is taken from this company.
And we got a $5 super chat.
I just saw it.
In the
Me too. I saw it too.
Anders Don for 5 says Mama Wayne greater than J Botch Uso.
God, they're just so
That's
hurt over him.
so wrong, ugly to say that.
They paid AEW $5 to say that.
Yeah, they spent actual money, actual cash for that.
Nobody nodding or anything in that chat neither. They're just saying
AEW though, like, bro, we're sitting here. You got people freaking out complaining that Switchblade said, "Oh, they're gonna make $14 million," and Dave's telling us they're making $3.6 million a week, and you're gonna spend $5 just to diss Uso, where this whole chat is filled with bots, and Tony Khan doesn't need your goddamn money, bro. Insane.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. 100%. It's just embarrassing.
That's like
I'm very tempted to.
that's like tipping Trump when he was surprised at McDonald's when he went there that one day. You know, that's like tipping fucking Vince McMahon if you run into him in an elevator or something. Like, that's fucking crazy.
Phil, I'm very tempted to buy a super chat that says go to PW Times when the show starts.
Do it.
Yeah,
I just saw.
No, I don't want the heat. I don't want the YouTube heat.
I keep seeing George in there, and I just saw Boris, who's always in Phil's chat talking shit about this. Is great. I'm so glad I turned this chat on. This is so much fun.
Chat wars.
This is great. No, it's.
I'll put down a $2 bill. I'll put down $2, Phil. I'm going to do it right now.
George, that's why he's the top mod.
Even this guy in their chat goes, "How haven't I heard about Athena's spinner belt?" And this is a fucking fan of their product. It's like, yeah, she hasn't been on TV. How haven't you did you even know Athena was hired here? She's been in Ring of Honor, bro. Like, that's the problem. That's the biggest problem with all of this, too. This is their all-in match, parading her out before Texas because she's from there to fucking lose her spinner belt to Monet. So she can put a CEO on it and steal Athena's gimmick, which is actually John Cena's gimmick.
It's so sad that Julia Hart has to lose tonight.
Yes. I didn't realize that was happening until I saw the
She's so good. Why does she have to lose? Why do we have to sacrifice her to Mercedes?
Because who else is left to sacrifice? They've sacrificed everybody else.
Go get more women from Japan. I don't give a fuck. Like, they're entertaining. Like, just sacrifice them. I don't care. They make her the Japan Slayer.
The Ultimo Mercedes, the belt collector, Japanese Slayer. No, yeah, it's.
Yeah, like the Joshi Slayer.
That's great. I see George's super chat coming across my screen. That's awesome.
Does AEW read the super chats? Because that'd be great.
No, they have no mods at all. They just do whatever you want in there. They don't care.
George, shout out.
Ridiculous.
Great move.
That was awesome.
Big of you.
George coming through in the clutch.
That's funny. Had to do it.
Yeah,
Oh, I got
what's up,
6 likes.
That's 6 likes. It's going to get
How the
liked
fuck?
up.
That's
You're going to
Wow,
ratio AEW fans.
look at that. That's amazing.
oh god.
And then Rapid Wolverine's LC Killer throws flutes.
I
in
was
there.
just gonna say, are those flutes? I see flutes.
You guys are
Come
fucking.
on, it's the PWT takeover.
Yes. We are a universe too, damn it.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that's fantastic. What? Yeah, what? And now they've got the Danny Garcia, Adam Cole video package that no one's going to care about. Oh, they're just billboarding the card. God. No
This
title
really
felt
does
less
feel like a
important.
B-list pay-per-view.
Oh yeah. This is like, what was it with WWE when they used to have like, what was it, Payback? I feel like that was one of those.
Right.
Great Balls of Fire. This is just one of those ones that was like, we gotta do 2 pay-per-views until we can get you to Survivor Series. Or we're just trying to get to SummerSlam.
This is just monthly bullshit. Unnecessary monthly bullshit.
Like you mentioned yesterday, MJ, this is like $100 in 4 weeks, you
Yep.
said, or 3 weeks?
Yes.
$100 in 4 weeks.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, no.
4 Sundays.
Yeah, no, George, because the first time we ended up doing what ended up becoming Sunday Night Spaces was watching the last AEW pay-per-view.
Ah.
And we tried it,
you
and
did do
like
that.
there were parts of it that pay-per-view was terrible because it started off okay. We were like, hey, this isn't bad. Like, this is okay. And then halfway through, it just hit a wall, and it got worse and worse and worse and worse. And by the end of it, we were dead.
Yeah, no,
I don't know
and it was actually, the last few matches were the best matches, but it was just exhausting.
Yes.
Yeah, you were done.
Yeah. And you'd see everything else. I just saw somebody posted, this chat needs more flutes in the chat. It's coming across the screen right now. JWT6577. Yes. That's awesome. But yeah, no,
Phil, I have
no
no idea how you can watch all these, dude. I really don't know how you can actually watch the whole show and it's amazing to me you do that.
I fall asleep.
For what, like the pay-per-views?
Yeah. AEW pay-per-views. WWE at least are semi-interesting.
Man, I watched MLW Battle Riot last night, and I actually finished it this morning. And I did a roundtable, by the way. I want to shout out my guy, fucking Husey. If you guys want to hear me talk about pop culture and shit, you check out my channel, youtube.com/@PhilMarksOut. But here's the thing. I did like an M. Night Shyamalan roundtable with Husey and a couple other cool folks. So yeah, check that shit out and go check out Husey's channel. That's my fucking brother right there. I want you guys to go and check out his stuff. Most underrated guy on YouTube. He produces K100. If you guys, he like edits all their shit, does their YouTube and everything. If you guys don't know Husey, and yeah, I just want to shout him out because I did his show this morning. We were on like early time, man, because he's over in Ireland there. And yeah, we were talking M. Night Shyamalan movies, and that was a fucking blast.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was amazing, man. It was a really good time. And that I looked more forward to that. The point I was getting at with all that was I looked more forward to that, and I'm not joking, than I did watching Dynasty. You know, but I was able to also finish like Battle Riot, which I thought was fucking phenomenal. And I'm not like the biggest MLW fan. I don't watch everything they do, but fuck, man, they got some good characters. A lot of lucha, so I'm surprised Dave, like that's the thing, you think Dave Meltzer would just be drooling over MLW, but it's not AEW, so he doesn't. Because they do lucha all the time, and he's always talking about lucha against the most casual. And yeah, man, that Battle Riot, the concept of that match, it's like a Royal Rumble, so you can go over the top rope and get eliminated, or pin and submission, and then it's like anything goes, and once you enter the ring, you're legal, and it's just the last man standing. And Matt Riddle won 2 years in a row, and they upload all their shit to YouTube. And yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I saved it to my watch later list when I turned on YouTube to get ready for this. Yeah. No, I was surprised I came across.
Here. Yeah, that's all I'm doing pretty much is just blowing MLW, because the rest of the card, like I'm not gonna lie, wasn't a big fan of all the fucking matches. But if you just go fast forward to that Battle Riot match itself, and you'll fucking pop. You'll have tons of fun watching that. Now here we go. Anderson again super chats into AEW's live chat for 5 and says, "Today CM Glass's father, the great Jack Perry, returns." These people just super chat to talk about WWE, man. It's pretty crazy.
But we're the ones who are obsessed. Don't ever forget that, Phil. It's all us who have the obsessions. We are obsessed.
It's pretty insane. and that
I'm
they're
sorry.
just
Go ahead.
super chatting into this company to shit on WWE.
It's
That's
Yo, we're gonna have to tell Switchblade to update the revenue models to include super chats.
SuperChat, bro. The 25 they got off this shit. Because listen, man, has anyone super chatted a WWE video, let alone done it to be like, AEW sucks, bro?
that's the. I just think Cody Rhodes is the jobber, and they spelled Rhodes Roads. This is great. This is chat. This is. I haven't watched this show at all. I've just been watching this chat rhymes. This is great. This is awesome.
So as I see Dynasty in the background, how big of a disaster is this going to be?
Yes,
Dynasty.
it's going to be such a disaster. The more
No,
I
I don't
watch
mean,
this, the
I mean
more I'm thinking
attendance-wise. Like they only got 11,000 sold, right?
distributed. Remember, that never tells you whatever
yeah.
is sold. That just tells you what's distributed.
Yeah, but that's a good house though to get 11K. You know, like it's rest.
Yeah, not for all in.
I thought
Oh,
All In
yeah.
was closer to like 15 at this. I thought they got over 15, and I know it's set up for 18 right now. And people are saying that Dave's saying if it hits 25, it'll be a major success, which is just not true.
Jesus Christ. I mean, it would be awesome. That's a big success. But like, Dave, shut the fuck up, man. This is why they can't ever perform. They can't ever deliver good enough because Dave is always just making the fucking standard so high. He sets the bar so high for Tony to reach. It'll be a massive success. And then people go, okay, let's see if it really was. Oh no, it made them like $100,000, right? Oh, you're just an obsessed freak. How dare you do invisible math? Oh, yeah. You know?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, it's terrible.
It's just never, they can never win because
He doesn't let them. And then they can't ever get a surprise because he'll blow it. He doesn't give them a chance.
I know. He blows every free agent surprise. He's blown every free agent surprise. And he just sets the bar. So I think at 40%, and then someone's like, well, NBA doesn't get 40% of their cable audience. Oh, well, you're just obsessed. You're a freak. All BJ Bethel did was lie, and you're all upset that he lied. What the fuck, bro? So fucking annoying, man. But whatever, it is what it is.
Yeah, All In Texas tickets set up for 18,140. Tickets distributed 13,507.
Okay, yeah. And I mean,
It may get to 20. Not gonna lie, it may get to 20. It has a path to 20.
The night of, the tickets will be $1.50, right? But the thing is that what were they originally planning to do with this? Weren't they trying to do like 60,000 people or some shit, right?
I think the stadium holds like 45 to 50, and then they really thought they could fill it.
So that's what they originally wanted to do, is 45, 50, right? That's what they were, ambitious.
Oh, for sure.
And they're doing like what a Raw does. So again, not to shit on anyone, not to, again, I don't point that shit out. Like, you point that out because it's objectively true. People get triggered. And it's like, I'm sorry, you're mad at objective truth. Now, do you want to discuss why that might be the case? Well, let me point at some of these booking flaws, or maybe some of this over here. Like, yes, I get that they're trying to tell a story over here, but it sucks. And you know that, right? Like, yeah, oh, it's cool. Ooh, a little blood. Ooh, fire. Ooh, we're all babies, right? We all like shiny, ooh, jingle keys in front of us. But then beyond that, there's nothing here, right? There's no substance to this. And then, every match is the same, right? If Andretti comes out and can do what Leo Rush can do, and he can do what Nick Wayne can do, and Nick Wayne can do what Ospreay can do, and Ospreay can do what fucking, you know what I mean? And you can take down the line, then it doesn't matter. Ricochet's not cool if everyone can do what Ricochet can do in the company, right? That's why the great Khali may not be the best worker, but nobody looks like a fucking Anunnaki alien. No one looks like a shaved Bigfoot like he does, right? And comes out there and we want to pay to see him fight because it's like, it's pro wrestling, baby. You gotta glam the shit up a little bit. And so, when you point that shit, people get upset. Or you say, run the small buildings, embrace the indie aspect of it, embrace the indie part. All of a sudden, that's a problem. And when Switchblade points out, oh look, the wrestlers get paid over like $110 million. You asshole, they don't get paid that much. But I thought this is where everybody's supposed to come and get paid a lot. Look, he just pointed out they're going to make 14 million. No, it's 10 bagillion babillion. Like, what do you want the answer to? Never good enough. And it's just because of this like elitist attitude. And so much of it comes from Dave Meltzer. It's not even funny. Like, the majority of it
Yeah.
comes from Meltzer and Tony's original calling out of WWE, which now they're just being petty about. Like, HBK is the pettiest motherfucker. He can't take 15 somas and bury fucking Bret Hart behind the scenes to Vince anymore. So he's going to be Tom Petty all over fucking Tony Khan's ass for now until eternity, and you know that.
Call
Just
me a
because
bald asshole, will you?
Yeah, you're cooked now, Tony. You fucked up.
Yeah.
And so, they should have just embraced all this shit a couple years ago, I think. And like how they're kind of trying to run smaller buildings and they're trying to do focus on core characters and stuff like that. And it might not be the characters we like, but I'm trying to give them points, Sickos. I'm trying to give them some points for something.
I mean, if they'd have just focused I've said it from day one, if they just would have focused on their own shit, their own house, their own booking, their own stories, but from that initial press conference, they just wanted to take jabs at WWE and be that, and be the challenger brand, and basically be little brother, as opposed to worrying about being AEW. They wanted to be the second version of WCW, and it just has never worked.
That's what they are. They're annoying little brother.
Yeah.
And at some point, the annoying little brother, it's like, it's not funny or cute. It's like, why is your annoying little brother still here?
Yeah. And at some point, Big Brother, who doesn't really, everybody thinks Triple H and Shawn Michaels care. It's like, they don't really care. They're just like, oh, you're here? Smack. Let me smack you away. I'm going to go hang out with the adults.
It's like, let the adults have the conversation.
Yes,
like, go away, kids.
Please. Like, we are done with you
and
children.
If it came out, AEW made a gajillion dollars and not 14 million. Sweet. It doesn't change the objective reality that people are fucking tuning out of this show, man. I'm sorry. It doesn't change the objective reality that you marketed a fucking Rizzler doll. I talked about this with Awful Wrestling and MJ on PWT Live show last night. You market the Rizzler doll where he's dressed like Orange Cassidy and it's a plushie on the same night Moxley takes the backdrop on the spike bat. Someone emails Max. Max is like, well, hey, we advise you use your parental controls because gory and it gets crazy. And it's a unique thing. AEW's a unique thing. And then Tony Khan makes a statement at the media call for Dynasty saying, we're going to lean into more violent stuff and we're going to continue to be violent and chaotic. Yeah, wrestling. And you hear all that, and then you go, wait a minute then, who the fuck are these Rizzler dolls for, dude? These are the things, when I point that out, you can't argue that. I don't care. You cannot argue that at all. Who are they for then? Who the fuck are you marketing these to? Who are they being sold to? The dudes there? That's weird. That's a doll of a kid. So we need to, find an identity, understand what it is, figure out how to market better. Not just I don't know. If Tony's not paying attention to WWE and shit, maybe that's a good thing. Off in the weeds, as they're saying. But even if they make a gajillion dollars, it doesn't change the fact that every other metric is just objective reality. Is all I'm saying. Like, they're putting up some of their worst ratings. The key demos, somewhat. Dave was making excuses. Well, more people in the key demo are watching on Max. But then when the key demo beats NXT again, it's like, well, then what, Dave? Like, how do you explain all of a sudden they're back now? Like, it's always just this invisible shit. That's why I call it invisible math. They just want to be like, well, this Max numbers that nobody knows and Tony doesn't know, but he says that it's around what he's heard too. Like what BJ Bethel said, he's like, yeah, that's around what I heard or whatever the fuck, but he doesn't actually know. So it's like we're doing all this shit based off guesses, and so all we can go off of is like, okay, 600,000 is less than 800,000. I don't know what to tell you, Dave Meltzer. Like, you're not talking about minutes streamed and who streamed during the week and all this shit. Like, what all these other forward thinking, what WWE's more focused on right now. They're working with Netflix. They don't give a fuck right now about the Nielsen cable, right? The one key demo. There's multiple key demos, dude. They're looking at now. And like, Dave is just so out of touch with that shit. And he tries to spin it however he can. And all we can go by is the provable shit. And the objectively provable shit To me, when I see NXT 850,000, but a .15 demo, and then AEW 620,000, .16 demo. To me, NXT got more fucking viewers. I
Yep.
don't care how you're going to spit, Dave. I don't give a shit what you got to say other than that. And it's just until he stops, like, saying, oh, this is a mega, super mega, the greatest of all time deal. And then people are like, well, it isn't. They made 14 million. I mean, that's pretty good, I guess. But, after 6 years, 14 million, okay. That doesn't even pay, like, a tenth of their roster or whatever the fuck, or it pays like 1/10 of their roster. And he can't just say it like that. He can't just approach it that way. That's why motherfuckers are fed up, and that's why people have lost goodwill with AEW too. I think that no matter how good Ricochet does, no one will give it a chance. If John Cena went there and turned heel there, no one would give a fuck.
Brock Lesnar could show up and nobody would care.
Bro, because they have no faith that Tony will score the touchdown. Right? He gets that big breakthrough. He breaks through the fucking D-line. He's running, and then some dude just snags his ankle.
Yeah.
Every fucking time.
He gets the interception in the other team's red zone, ready to start, and can't score.
His own teammate, though, ankle picks him. It's like someone else. He's always stepping on his own dick. It's like he trips on his own fucking shoelace.
He runs into his own blocker and butt fumbles every time. That is Tony Khan.
So it doesn't matter now. Like year 6, we don't give a fuck. It doesn't even matter if Wardlow comes back. It's not going to do shit. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but we just have to live with this is TNA now, guys. Remember TNA? Remember that old TNA? Not the new good one, but like that old one?
Yeah, they've become TNA. That's what they've become.
Who do we think Max Caster's mystery opponent will be?
And Phil, how much longer do we have you for?
Oh yeah, if you got to promote your stuff.
I don't know, dude. We're what time is it? It's like 1:45.
1:45. Yeah.
Yeah, the top of the hour for everyone listening. We're going over to YouTube.
Yeah.
And I'll be on X. I'll be on X as well. We'll be live on X, but we're gonna go over and continue this over on PWT YouTube for the pay-per-view watch along. So make sure you guys come over there or stay locked in on X as well because I'm also streaming there. Too, and I don't know, man, like 10 minutes we can switch over or something like that.
Yeah, gotta be a fun night. Gotta make this enjoyable, whether they do or not.
Yeah.
We'll end the spaces in about 7 minutes then, 10 to the hour.
Yeah, sure, whatever you want to do. I was gonna say if you guys have shit you want to like plug or say, I can shut the fuck up.
No, we're good. This is what we play.
Yo, I am gonna say peace out. Jake, George, thank you for hosting.
You, we love you. Thanks for coming in.
Phil, have a good show.
See you, buddy. I'll see you.
We love MJ. One of the smartest of us all. Between him and Dose, I
like Max Caster as his rockers gear on, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's still young, but gimmick.
Right? Yeah. I was just gonna say, I feel like he's wearing like one pant of each book.
Phil, you said it, man. They got the chant going.
Which one?
The chant from Max Caster. Weren't you the one that told us that you get the chant going?
I feel like somebody said that on the show last night.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just listening to this idiot fucking chanting. Yeah, I don't know who comes out and is his opponent. If it's Josh, I wouldn't be shocked.
What's the thing about like Caster? I mean, he's a little bit of a bastard, but he's charismatic. He can get whatever over, but you just feel bad for him trying to do this crap.
These AEW fans in the AEW live chat on YouTube are arguing with the fake JD. Like, geez, let it go. He's just trolling, obviously.
That's awesome. They hate JD so much they're gonna fight with bot JD. That's great. This is terrible. No, I've never like turned the chat onto my TV for watching like anything, but this has been the most entertaining of this pre-show. Has been this chat.
Always got a Simmons jersey on.
Oh.
It'll be like Bowens eventually. Anthony Bowens.
That's what I thought. I thought that's how this ended, was with Bowens. Maybe Billy Gunn, but I think you're right with that Billy Gunn is just counting his days out with his kids.
Sure. Kids are gone, though.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody could use time in the PC, it's those two. Like, you could tell those two kids. Like, when Regal talked about how not many people came, when you talked about Regal seminars before each show, how he said only a few people came out and, like, always were with him. He never sold anybody out of who was there and who wasn't, but it was the Gun Boys were two of the people there every week. Like, yep, what's Rico got to teach us? Because they would get better and better every show, but.
Yeah.
Phil, what'd you think about Ovechkin?
They have good teachers and with their dad as well, and
yeah, for sure.
Those guys, Billy Gunn's in that video game for a reason. I'll just put it at that. Ovechkin?
Ovechkin scored today.
Yeah, and he's won.
Broke Wayne Gretzky's.
He broke his record, or he tied it.
No, he broke it today.
Oh, did he break it today? Okay, because he was one game off. He tied the record one game away from when Gretzky did it. So he was
right.
He hit the record one game early, and then in the same amount of games broke it. So phenomenal, Ovechkin, the great eight. Yeah, Anthony Bowens. There you go, dude.
There it is.
I knew it was going to be him eventually. It fucking had to be.
Right.
I'm kind of curious that.
But again, but also like Tony, this should have gone on another month to 2 months, and this should have been like where it ended it all in. But Tony
can't Billy with him. We saw Billy and ML and Maple Leaf Pro. Who's with him? Who came out with Bowen?
It is Billy.
It is Billy. Here we go. Yeah. Okay, so we're seeing him on TV again, man. Because he came out at Maple Leaf Pro. Here's the thing, though. Trust me, I don't like. He was at Maple Leaf Pro, and they were like introducing the WWE legend, and they have a working relationship with AEW the way TNA does with WWE. It's just not like a big vocal thing, right? So Billy Gunn was there, and they announced him like, oh, he's the former WWE legend and all this stuff like that, and he's in the game. So just don't be shocked, right?
Yeah.
The Gun Boys are not on TV. We haven't seen them in so long, but also, the Gun Boys don't need to leave with their dad. If Billy Gunn's going to stay and take Tony Khan's money, I encourage him to do that too. But yeah, basically, also don't be shocked if we see Sting at the Hall of Fame, bro. And Tony even said, he's like, I haven't talked to Sting about it. Guess why? Because he doesn't get to tell Sting what Sting does, Like,
yep.
He could have been in all these WWE video games this whole time, They just choose not to do that because he's actively on AEW TV. So maybe this is Tony being slick too. Like, hey, we're going to bring Billy Gunn on fucking, on TV because he's in this game, like that could be a fucking thing too. Maybe because here's the thing. Tony needs to get goodwill back with people. Like we were just talking about all the bad will and all the bad faith and all the bad favor he's garnered over the last while. And this got a big reaction. I'm actually happy for Bowens because he's the better wrestler of these two for sure.
Oh, for sure.
But like, here's the thing, man. If Tony lets Sting go to do the Hall of Fame, that'll only look good on Tony. If he lets Billy Gunn come on TV, that'll only look good for Tony. When he lets Saraya, for another example, Saraya was signed till September. He let her out of her contract. So maybe we're seeing like a change in Tony as well. And also what Lincoln said about like, yeah, there's no favored nations or anything. All those rumors, I think that's early Tony as well. So I think we're going to see, I think what MJ said as well last night, he's like, dude, it's cost cutting, like to some degree. So if people are going to ride out their contracts, they're going to ride out their contracts and then Tony will let them go. But if you're Saraya, you want to get out early, you can get out early. If you're Billy Gunn, you're going to go and train in NXT or you can still be on TV. You might as well, or like same as Dustin Rhodes. Everyone was like, he's going back to WWE, but instead, like why wouldn't his school get fucking WWE ID? But it didn't. Instead, he's like, I'm going to stick it out with AEW. Why? Because Tony's going to give him fat money and he can still wrestle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he can just run his school and all that shit. So Billy Gunn, the same thing. But if his boys are done in AEW, it's not like they came out too, So if his boys are done in AEW as well, I would love to see them in NXT. But again, this 2025 year, man, you're going to, and Joe said it on CVV as well. What did Joe say? He fucking said it. He's like, I've been fired from WWE twice. Won't be the last time either. So like he just flat out pretty much said he's going to go back there as well. All these people, don't be shocked, but also don't be shocked, I guess, if Tony's doing more goodwill shit, like letting people out of contracts, not, who knows, right? Like Billy Gunn disappeared forever till he was on Maple Leaf. Now he's here again. So that's fucking good shit. And I'm down bone squashing fucking caster. That was really
Yeah, that was
sick.
quick.
I really
That's
enjoyed
what
that.
that's
Really do. He got a huge pop too, man. That fucking reaction.
yeah, it's always good. Hopefully Tony capitalizes on it, keep moving forward.
Yeah,
but
the
probably
Gun Boys,
not.
like they had that a couple of vignettes had him come back and then get beat by the Hurt Syndicate, and we haven't seen him since.
Phil, you want to tell the good people where they can find you before we go bye-bye?
Yeah, man, you guys already know. I talked everyone's ears off enough, but I hope we gave you some content. Hey, you can cut
Absolutely.
this up.
That's awesome.
Sure, hey, there you go, brother. That's what we aim to do here. So, yeah, man, Phil Mark's out on YouTube. We're headed over to @Pro Wrestle Times or @Pro Wrestle Clips on YouTube right now. Jake and George are going to be there with
Hell
me.
yeah.
Everybody chat and hang out. And, yeah, we're about to watch this pay-per-view. Thanks for having me, guys. I'm going to dip out. Hopefully I wasn't boring.
Oh, you're awesome,
peace.
buddy. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
You're welcome
God bless
anytime.
you guys. Absolutely.
Thanks, buddy.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
All right, we'll get ready to wrap things up here.
Yeah. See if anybody else has
Next week, we'll be back to our normal format, folks. We just wanted to do a special show today for y'all. So.
Yeah, we didn't want to, we'll end the last time with the AEW pay-per-view, like everybody goes live and people want to either watch Soup or the TTW guys or Phil or whomever. Yeah. So we're not trying to compete with all of that by all means. We are.
Next week, we'll be back at our 8:05 time.
Yes,
and
sir.
Ready to go.
Yeah. All right, great. Yeah, no, I think it's a good time to wrap it up.
So hang on.
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
Hang on. And we will be doing content this week. Like I said, for those of you that didn't hear me at the beginning, I've been dealing with tornadoes all week. So
yeah. Like every time you talk to me, you're in a tornado warning or a tornado watch or 85-mile-an-hour winds. Mother Nature attacked us this week, so we'll be back to normal next week for sure.
Yeah, I've apologized to Jake a few times. We tried to record, but I can't record in the middle of a hurricane.
That's the last
tornado.
thing I want. Yeah, no, we can wait. We did 2 episodes last weekend. We got some spaces. I'll put these ones out on YouTube for what everybody missed too, so we'll be good.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good one. Peace.